Hey everyone, True Score Gaming here. I've been looking for some guides on how to reel in bigger fish, how to manage the line tension control, and haven't been able to find anything that's new and updated. So I thought I'd make a video today to help anybody who ran into some problems like I did. There's no worse feeling than hooking into a big fish, fighting it for 15 to 20 minutes only for it to spit the hook out or break the line. So in this video, I will show you everything you need to know about line tension and line tension control. And by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how the game mechanics work. So let's review. Here's what the game says you should do in the tutorial on how to manage line tension.
Once you have a fish on the hook, you need to manage the line tension to decrease the chances of the fish spitting the hook. Bass may dive down deep or leap out of the water in an attempt to free themselves. To decrease tension, lower the rod tip and stop reeling. To increase the line tension, raise the rod tip and keep reeling. If the tension bar hits the top or bottom too much during the fight, the fish can escape. So aim to keep it in the mid-range as much as possible.
Sounds simple, huh? But actually it requires a lot of practice. So when I first started playing this game, I was playing it like real life fishing. You have a fish on, you want to make sure you have enough tension on the line, you hold your rod tip up, and as the fish is fighting, you're not reeling, but you're just holding the rod tip up. At no point would you lower your rod tip to decrease tension. In real life, you would lose a fish, it would snap your line. But in this game, basically what they want you to do is when the meter turns red, that's when you lower your rod tip and stop reeling. And when the meter is blue, that's when you raise your rod tip and you begin reeling. Now there's some other stuff too, like when the fish goes side to side, because like in this scenario, I don't want it to go behind the rocks. If it goes behind the rocks, I'm going to lose this fish. So I have to fight this fish from going left to right, as well as keeping an eye on the tension. And the bigger the fish, the bigger the challenge. I'm playing on the Lake of the Beast, where the northern pike are in the 40 to 50 pound range, and there's also Wells catfish in here that go all the way up to 85 pounds. And I thought, well, if I put on 50 pound test or 80 pound test, I'll be able to catch a 40 or 50 pound pike without any issues. But that's not the case. The way the mechanics work in this game, if you want to avoid catching large fish and you're fishing for smaller species like zander, roach, bream, tench, you want to use a lower weight line and smaller hooks. And then you can experiment with the different types of bait. As soon as you have a bait and tackle combination, it's already predetermined what you can catch just by casting it into the water. And the same applies when you're fishing big fish and you're wanting to avoid smaller species. You're going to want to use bigger hooks and higher test weight line. So that's when you put on the 50 or 80 pound test. Smaller fish are going to avoid that. You're not going to catch as many fish, you're not going to have as many strikes in between, but you're going to definitely get higher quality fish. And in order to land them, then you got to do this dance with them basically. You got to be able to keep the tension in the middle of the meter. You can't let it get too low and you can't let it get too high. You got to keep it in the middle, while at the same time avoiding obstructions and trying to land the fish. Now I'm using 80 pound test in this video and I'm fighting a 43 pound fish, and you see that it's still quite a bit of a challenge. As you get more advanced, you can start to play around with the drag. So when you have the fish tired out and it's coming closer into you and the tension is low, you can increase the drag, and that will increase the speed at which you reel the fish in. Now if it's a really big fish, I would advise against doing this. You always want to keep it around 30. But as you play more and you gain more confidence, you will start to experiment with higher and lower drag. Now the fight intensifies when the fish gets closer to shore or to your boat. As you can see, This fish is now within 30 yards or less, but every time I've gotten him closer to shore, he has started to run. And so it's just a matter of countering the fish's next move. This was a big pike and it was moving from side to side. When it would go to the left, I would try to counter by putting my rod low to the right. And when it would move to the right, I would try to counter by moving my pole to the left. If that wasn't working, I would try different things, anything to reduce the amount of distance from between me and the fish. And you just gotta keep at it until the fish is tired out and you can finally get it within 10 yards. Once it goes under 10 yards, then you should get the option to net it. But even at this point, when the fish was, 20 yards away, it would seem like the battle is almost over and then he would start to run again. But that makes the netting part the most satisfying. After a long fight, you can finally net the fish. You're able to hold them before you catch and release, and then you can't wait to throw your line out again and do it all over again. I'm going to end the video with some recent clips of some big trophies that I've landed, and hopefully what we've gone over today helps you out as well, so that you can go out there and catch the bigger fish. This pike took about 20 to 25 minutes to land. It's a 47 pound, 15 ounce pike that I caught on a mackerel at the Lake of the Beast in Poland. And in this next clip, this was a Wells catfish. It took around roughly the same amount of time to land this one, although I think it was slightly easier than the pike. But it was a nice 59 pound, 9 ounce Wells catfish, also caught on a mackerel at the Lake of the Beast. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon with more fishing videos.